So come to your seated position. Welcome to your yoga, as always. Do what works for you. So just taking your hands onto your knees and having a bit of a lean forward and backwards. Just starting off with a little bit of gentle movement. Now here you can have your legs in Baddha Konasana, or you can have them in easy cross-leg pose. We're not going to be doing this for very long, so no need to change your position if you're already seated comfortably. So we're just going backwards and forwards, getting a bit of movement there. And then we're going to go side to side. So taking your right hand to your left knee, just gentle touch and hold and pull there, left hand on the floor behind you. And then swinging around to the other side, left hand to right knee, right hand on the floor behind you. And then pushing down and giving yourself a little bit of a twist. Over to the other side. So we're turning left, looking round, turning right, looking round. And then we're going to speed that up a bit. And we're not going to worry too much about taking the hands down. You're going to keep them quite high. So don't fling yourself around with abandon. Keep that movement still quite controlled, but add on a little element of relaxed looseness there. So we're going to go around to the left, around to the right, and left, and right, left, and right. One more, left and right, and come back to center. Taking your hands out to the side, you're going to bring in a little bit of breath work here. So maybe change the cross of your legs. You don't want to get too stuck on the same side all the time. So hands facing upwards, fingertips just raising the ground. Spine is really long, neck is long, crown of the head lifted up. And we're going to take an exhale and a big inhale. On the next huge exhale, taking the arms up. So really slowing the breath down, slowing the movement down, all the way up to the exhale. I mean, the inhale. No, what do I mean? We're going back down with the hands now, and this is the exhale. And take a big inhale as we go up. Oh, get there in the end. And exhale to come down. And the hands upwards, big inhale. Turning your hands out to face upwards. Big exhale all the way down, lowering your rib cage, softening through your torso, but still keeping the crown of your head lifted up. One more all the way up. And exhale, bringing your arms all the way back down again. Bring your hands to your knees, chin to your chest, letting the weight of your head stretch through the back of your neck, upper back, maybe even into your mid back. And into your chest. And then raising your chin all the way, slowly coming up and taking it up towards the ceiling. And finish that movement by really taking your chin up towards the ceiling, sending that bottom row of teeth jutting up. You can also add on to this movement by holding that stretch, finding the stretch in the front of your throat into the top of your chest, and curling your tongue up to the roof of your mouth. And release. Coming back to center. I'm going to take right ear to right shoulder so that everything else stays exactly the same. It's still lifted up tall. You're giving yourself some space between your sternum and your pelvis, especially. And then that slow tilt to the side. Not adjusting the angle of your head, other than taking it tipped over to the side. So your gaze is completely as it was, forward facing. Just soften into that left arm. Let go of any tension in your left arm. Let go of any tension in your feet, in your elbows. It's in these very subtle, soft movements that we build up to the bigger movements. So they're really important. Gently coming away now to ease off in your shoulder, then bring your head back to center and all the way over to the other side. Now, this is a really strong stretch. It doesn't look like we're doing anything at all, but it is, especially if you allow the weight of your head to completely do that stretch for you. You're not trying to just isolate and let go of any muscles that are engaged. So relax that right shoulder, right elbow. Still breathing nice and deep. We're going to be doing some breath work in a moment. Just warming things up a little first. So head over to the left. Soften that right shoulder, right elbow. And then easing up, just relax a bit more into that right shoulder. And back to central. We're just going to take our chin to the right shoulder and then all the way over to the left. So that's a nice slow glide, right to left, back to the right, and back to the left. Well done. Taking your legs out to the sides now. So we're going to move the legs a little. So right leg out to the right side, left leg out to the left side, and find your sit bones. So if you couldn't feel them before, now we can really feel the sit bones as you drop your weight through. And you might be tempted to lean forward. See if you can take that lean, not backwards, but just completely in the middle. And you'll know where that is because you'll have to really switch on all these thigh muscles, your core muscles, engage your belly towards your spine. And we're going to take an inhale, exhale, folding forward, inhale, coming back, exhale, folding forward. Don't worry if it's not a huge movement. If you've got a lot of discomfort, coming back on inhale around the groin, just bring your legs a little closer in, exhale, folding forward, inhale, coming back. Once more, big exhale. And an inhale. We're going to add on with the arms in front of you. Exhale, sliding the arms forwards. Inhale, sliding the arms back and finishing off the movement. Reaching up and looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, all the way back. Up. Coming back down. Take yourself to face your right leg. Right hand on the outside edge, left hand on the inside edge. And then using your hands quite firmly here, taking yourself to lean over just your right leg, ignoring the left leg, but making sure that that sit bones doesn't start lifting off. So if your left sit bone starts lifting off, just ease off a little and come back up a little more upright. So we've got a fold and a twist here. You might feel this depending on what you've been doing in the last few days. You might really feel this into your lower back. Go to the point where it just is that lovely, soft feeling of stretching, maybe a few little minor twingy bits, but as soon as it gets anything bigger than that, ease off. Breathing in and out fully here. Inhale through your nostrils, exhale through your mouth. And then let's walk back. So walking your hands back up towards your pelvis and then turning it over to the left. Looking at your left foot, left toes. and then walking yourself closer, taking your torso to your thigh, the hands either side. Make sure that right sit bone isn't starting to lift now. Leaning over. And then lifting, coming all the way back up. Just gently bringing your legs back in, soles of the feet together, pulling your heels in towards your body. So we're going to take the knees out to the sides. Now, this can be quite a big challenge sometimes. If you'd like to, just pushing in on the inside edge of the knees, gently encouraging your legs down towards the ground. And breathing. Wrap your hands around your feet. So you might want to interlace your fingers, or you might just want to hold on. Find that nice sturdy hold there. And then uncurl your back. If it is a little rounded, start to uncurl from the base all the way up. Pulling backwards. Lengthening through your arms. So we're stretching the arms, stretching the shoulders, using the feet to push the hands away and leaning the back backwards. Get that nice big stretch across the shoulders and the tops of the arms and your elbows even, and your wrists. So make sure you have a little bit of space because we're going to come into a balanced posture here. We're going to hold on to the right foot or the right big toe with the right hand and keep the left foot drawn in. You can hold on to that left foot if you like for balance, or you might like to have your hand free just in case you need it. We're going to send the right foot out forwards and then take it out to the side. So again, we've already warmed up that stretch. We've already explored that movement in the shoulder, in the elbow, in the wrist. But this is a little stronger. It's a stronger version. So we're using that leg to stretch out the arm, we're using the arm to support the leg, and then listen to what's going on or look at what's going on in your torso. Are you curling around? Is this compromising your posture? If it is, think about taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. I'm saying that because it was certainly making me round through my back and I could feel it in my lower back. So here we go. Straightening up through the spine, lifting up, engage your core. Also, pelvic floor here is a really good position to focus on, gently drawing the pelvic floor up and releasing. And we're going to bring that heavy leg back in. It's amazing how heavy our legs are, isn't it? And then fold it in, swapping out the left foot, bringing the left foot out, and then again, holding on exactly as you did on the other side. So it might be that you're onto the calf or behind the knee or on the side of the foot or onto the toe. Find the position that works best for you. And then we're going to draw that leg out in front, straighten up through the core. This time we did that first, and then coming out to the side. So again, this right hand, you gently put it around your knee. It can give you some support, or you might want to pop it behind you, wherever works for you. Try and find a little softness and relaxation in that leg, the left leg, which might sound quite mad, but we really want to be focusing on stretching that arm out, getting a big opening up in the shoulders, especially if you sit a lot, if you're working at a computer, if you're driving a lot, if you're hunched over, just through all the stuff that you have to do in your day. Just want to do something a little bit different in yoga to open those spaces up that start to become habitually closed in the body. Really important to get that space so everything can flow. I mean, I can think of a lot of analogies. I just won't bother right now. You can focus on the yoga. So stretching that leg out. Oh, nice big stretch. Nice and strong. And then bringing it back in. So give yourself a little bit of a roll forwards and backwards. A little bit of a twist side. to side. Letting the arms just swing. And then we're going to do a side bend before we come into doing both legs at the same time, or using both legs at the same time. So change the position of your legs if you want to, or stay where you are, taking your right hand down to the mat. Make sure that your torso is in line, you're not leaning forward, and then sliding over to the right, lifting your left arm up. So sliding right, think about that right elbow. Maybe you want to try and take it down towards the ground a little bit. And find a bit more stretch. And as always, if your sit bones feel like there's no pressure in the left one especially, then ease off and come back up a little. If you're in an asana and you feel that you are having to hold your breath, then you are not quite in the right position. If you're holding your breath and then you realize you're holding your breath, that's completely normal. I do it all the time. Then you just tell yourself to breathe. But if you try to breathe and you feel that you really can't, then you just ease off a little, come a little higher, and then find that nice, safe, easy breath. Lifting up. If you're holding your breath consciously, it's because usually you're in some sort of pain. Sliding left now. And we're not looking to be in pain. It's supposed to be joyful and pleasant and a gorgeous opening up of the body, strengthening, finding flexibility, finding movement, not difficult or painful. So leaning left now. That right arm stretching straight up. So we're just looking for the stretch in the right side. We're not taking it overhead. And then coming all the way up. Shake out your wrists, shake out your arm. And then let's do some nice circles all the way round, as balletic and dance like as you wish. Find those muscles in your forearms, and then let's go the other way around. Arms extended out nice and straight, and breathing. And then I'm going to turn to the side, but stay where you are. If you've got space, make sure you've got space. So we want a nice, long, straight as possible back, and we're going to find both legs here. So bring both feet in towards your groin, either a yoga hold, or you'll probably want to do the same hold you did just before, except we're doubling it up now. So lean back and take your feet off. Find that balance spot that's right for you. If you're worried about rolling backwards, please make sure you don't have anything hard behind you. In fact, a nice cushion would be a good thing to have. So switch on your core, zip up all of those muscles, lift your sternum away from your pelvis, and we're going to take the right leg out first, and then the left. So both arms as long as they will, or they can be, legs relaxed. We're looking for straight legs here. I've got moisturizer on my hands, so my feet are slipping. So find the hold that works for you for today. But see if you can get your head and neck and back in line. Lift your sternum away from your pelvis. And breathe. And extend your legs out a little further to the side if there's a bit more space. And then gently drawing your legs back together, staying up in that V. And then bending your knees, wrapping your arms around, but keeping your feet off. We're going to curl the spine now. So we've gone for that lovely, straight, strong posture. We're going to send the mid back out, curling around, bringing your forehead down towards your knees. Still balancing. using all of those pairs of muscles working hard to keep you balanced. And then coming back down. And we're going to extend down. We're going into lying on the mat, just briefly, rolling back, taking your feet flat to the mat, knees up towards the ceiling. So we're getting ready for bridge posture, Setu Bandhasan. And hands flat to the floor. So lower your lower back or push your lower back into the floor. Put some weight into that space. Use your muscles in your core to gently push the lower back in and then allow it to release, start to peel off. So we're keeping that space between the hips and the ribs. So we're not curling the back here. We're just lifting up. Use your glutes here. So squeezing the glutes, lifting your thighs, lifting your pelvis, lifting the whole of your spine. And remembering to breathe. So nice steady breaths here. So we're going to isolate a little. Feel the soles of your feet and push the soles of your feet into the floor. Squeeze all the muscles in your toes, clench your toes, push your heels into the floor, and then relax your feet. Feel your calves and gently engage your calves to perhaps push yourself up a tiny little bit higher using the calf muscles. Then bring your attention to your thighs. Squeeze through those muscles, gently drawing your knees together with that sensation of bringing your knees together, activating the inner thigh muscles. Bring your attention to your glutes, squeezing in through the glutes, lifting up. The legs completely active and dynamic. And now we're lowering down. A slow lowering down all the way to the floor. Take your time. Go at your pace. That's it. All the way and relax. Taking your feet again into Bandha Konasana, so butterfly. Soles of your feet together and your knees out to the sides. And do the same with your arms above your head. Hands together, elbows out to the side. If you'd like to, you can rock your knees from side to side. Soften through your shoulders. Let go of any tension in your jaw. And then come to stillness. And let's take a few breaths here together. If at any point you become uncomfortable in this position, staying on your back, find another position that works better for you. So exhale. Inhale into your belly, chest. Exhale from your chest and the belly. Inhale into the bottom of your torso. Exhale from the top. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, filling up your torso as much as possible, up under the arms, into your back, into the neck. Every little space occupied by breath. Exhale, emptying completely. And as you exhale, also letting go of any tension in your muscles. Through your shoulders, your ribs, your pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Maintain this rhythm of breath at your own pace for 2 more rounds, filling up as much as you possibly can, and with the out breath, letting go and relaxing fully. And then gently bringing your arms back down by your side, knees back in together, and slowly and carefully bringing your knees into your chest for a hug, rocking from side to side. So coming back up to sitting, however works for you, whether it's rolling up or whether it's just gently turning to the side. You're coming up to a sitting position, and then from there, moving on and coming into a tabletop position. So hands to the mat, under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. So like a table, we want the back to be relatively flat and to have your head and neck in line. So if you feel like you're looking down towards your knees, bring your gaze up so that you are looking just beyond the midpoint around tips of your fingers. Push the floor away so we get that nice long, strong arms. And then we're coming into a lovely stretch on the side. So strong to the left arm, lift your right arm off and send it in to thread the needle. So we're sending it in through that gap and coming to lie on your right shoulder. Side of your right side of your face or head onto the mat. Hips are level. If you feel a lot more pressure in one knee than the other, there's a good chance that your hips are sliding over to that side. See if you can gently find the midpoint and bring yourself back to that midpoint. We're just constantly looking and paying attention to the body in this practice. Incredibly powerful to spend a whole hour focusing deeply on our bodies, on our breath. And see which muscles you can soften and ease where it feels safe to do so. And let's come to the same posture but on the other side. So we're going to push into the left hand, lifting off. Let's find that midpoint first. Allow that blood flow to restore its usual paths into the right arm. And then pushing strongly into the right arm, we're going to take the left arm off and slide it through. So bring it underneath, elbow down, then the shoulder, then the side of your head or face. And still breathing. Have you maintained that breath? Big inhales, slow exhales. Don't worry if you haven't, just see if you can bring it back a little. And noticing if your hips are in line, gently moving them from side to side to find that midpoint to be central. And then let's press it into the right hand, lift away, bringing the left arm down. Maybe noticing whether your hands are the same color, whether your arms feel the same, or they feel a little different. And from here, we're coming up into downward facing dog. So give yourself that space that you need. Maybe take your hands a little further forward or your feet a little further back, lifting up and sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So in our downward facing dog, we're looking for fingertips a little away from each other, engaged fingers, engaged knuckles, the whole of the flat of your hand, active and working. Backing up from there, some space in the elbows. We've already made that space in the elbows, so reclaim it if you've lost it. Push the floor away, lift your shoulders away from your wrists. Shoulders and hips in line. Lift your sit bones a little to get that line a little longer, a little stronger. Relax your head. Give yourself a little bit of a nodding yes, shaking your head no, wiggling your head I don't really know. Just making sure that everything is relaxed in your neck and your head. Tucking your belly button gently towards your spine. Straightening through the knees, heels moving down towards the mat. And then we're going to look forward, so look right out in front of you as you slowly pivot forwards, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, edging your feet back, coming into your plank position. So here we are, holding in plank, lovely and strong. Well done. We're going to come down into upward facing dog. So slowly tilting yourself forward, bringing your chest between your hands and your arms, squeezing those big glute muscles, lifting your gaze, still pressing into the whole of the sole of your hand, the palm of your hand. And then from here, we need a little bit of strength, which I know you have. We're going to come back up into a downward facing dog. So lifting the hips, pivoting through, sending yourself back. Finding your downward facing dog again. Well done. It's a very strong transition. If at any point you need to, you always take your knees to the floor or readjust. And then we're going to look forwards, and this time we're taking the knees towards the mat. So take the knees into hover. So we're only going to hover, switching on the core, nice and strong. And look at what's happening with your toes here. We're getting a big stretch, waking up the feet. Super important to have strong and flexible feet. And then taking your knees down to the mat. Bring yourself into balasana. So we're going to uncurl the toes, feet flat to the floor, the tops of the feet, that is. And then send yourself back. Now, if you want your knees wide, take your knees wide. If you'd like them together, bring them together. Otherwise, slowly softening over those thighs. Bring yourself into child's pose. You may have used child pose as a relaxation pose quite a few times by now. So find the version that feels the most delicious for you, for your body, at this moment in time. And here, when we have ourselves in this lovely contact with ourselves, it's a good time to bring to mind or find a sankalpa or an intention for yourself, for your practice, for your day, for your life.
at the moment? What is it you need more of? What is it you can open yourself up to receiving more of? And if you can, if you find a word that resonates for you right now, just stick with repeating that word like a mantra as you breathe in and out without exploring the meaning of the word, without exploring what it means for you specifically at this time. Just holding that word and trust that your subconscious in the background will be working with that word in hundreds of different ways. Your conscious mind, you can rest and focus on your breath and just the word as it is, like a stone. Slowly beginning to move, lifting your head, drawing yourself all the way up. We are going to come into a few standing postures. I know we were halfway there with our downward facing dog, but not quite. So tuck your toes under, bring yourself up, and we're coming up into a squat. So rolling back onto your feet, finding your squat position, bringing your hands to heart center, and gently moving your knees out to the sides, bringing your knees out to the sides and bringing your elbows in on the inner side of your inner edge of your knees and hands back towards your heart center. Spine is long. Lift your pelvic floor or engage your pelvic floor or find some muscle movement there. We're going to take a big inhale. When you're ready, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale gently, releasing your arms. So we're coming from here up to standing. So if you need to bring your knees a little closer together, if you're happy to stand up from here, taking your arms up, all the way up, bringing your feet parallel, lifting your arms up towards the ceiling and looking up towards the ceiling, sending your hips forward, lifting your chest, a little bit of a back bend here. And then a forward fold all the way. So we're going long arms, pitching forward, but using the legs. There's strong controls here. Bring yourself all the way down towards the ground. So your fingertips are on or towards your mat. A little bit of a bend in the knee. When you're in standing postures and you find that you have locked your knees, it's very common. I do it all the time. Just encourage them to unlock. So in an inversion, it's a powerful inversion, even though it's a very simple posture. So allow that tension in the back of your neck and across your shoulders to just trickle out from the body, down your arms, maybe out through the top of your head. So breathing. And then looking up. And then with a straight back, so we're halfway up here. Coming back up to standing and taking a big step forward. So step your right foot forward and bring yourself into a wide leg posture. We're going to come into Trikonasana or triangle posture. So take the right toes to point to the narrow end of your mat. So your right toes are pointing out to the right side. Left foot is the 3/4 or wherever feels comfortable. Watch out with the hips. Bring them back to center. Take your arms out wide. So we're going to take that movement from the chest. Arms are coming all the way out. And then crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So nice lift. Engage your pelvic floor. Looking over to the right side. And then we're sliding over to the right. So this isn't a very big movement. Just think about sliding your whole rib cage over to the right, reaching over. And then we're going to tilt forward and down, taking that right arm down to the right leg, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling. So here, if you need it, if this is what's right for you for today, you're going to lean onto that right leg. If you don't feel like you need it, then you're just going to have that right hand gently touching the inner calf of your right leg. See if you can engage your pelvic floor here while we're doing this. We want to be lifting and not pushing away. Stacking your left shoulder above the right. Head and neck just relaxed, not twisting, not turning. And then we're going to lift out of here, come to the same position on the other side. So slow lift, come up to standing, shoulders and arms level, give yourself a bit of a wiggle perhaps. Turn the right foot and the left. So left foot is all the way out, right foot is a 3/4 turn. And give your hips a bit of a wiggle here. Just notice where you are central, notice where you're over to the sides. Relax your shoulders again. Take your chin over to the left side. And we're sliding left. Reach, reach, reach first to start, and then start that tilt. Coming into the top. Now, same on this side. Even if you feel stronger on one side than the other, on any given day, as we always do, I encourage you to find the same version of the posture on each side. So we're looking to use yoga as a powerful way to balance the body. So we can preserve every little bit of us in good working condition for as long as possible. And if on the strong side, you go to the maximum, and on the less strong or less flexible side, you go to where you can. Your stronger side's just going to get stronger and stronger. So we're kind. The stronger side will wait for the weaker side to catch up. And breathe. Trikonasana is a deceptively simple looking posture, but we need to use a lot of core strength. There's a lot of stretching and opening up going on. Use your breath to help you. One more round of breath here. And then use that right hand to lift up all the way out. Take your hands to your hips. Turn your feet so they're both 3/4 turn. Take a deep breath. And then let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So that lovely forward bend. Don't lock your knees all the way down. So let's come all the way down. Take the hands down to the mat once you feel settled. And here you might find you have a little bit more space, a little more give in the hips, in the pelvis. So you can walk your feet out to the sides if you wish. using your hands to support you, using your hands for balance. A gentle lift of your kneecaps. You're strong into your arms. So we're not going to use the muscles in the back and the sides to lift up. We're just going to use the arms. So walk your hands forwards and bring yourself into a straight arm, straight leg position. Walking your feet in, all the way in. Coming into Uttanasana and uncurling to come up to standing. So we've done a lot of nice forward bends. You've got a lot of that stretch and that movement in the lower back and in the sides of the body. We're going to stretch through the front of the body a little here and do a little bit of strength work in the back. So standing up straight, taking your arms out, so hands are facing forward. It's as if you're taking your elbows behind you, sending your sternum forward. So got that nice lift in the chest. And then taking your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. We're coming back into that half moon, looking up to the ceiling as if you're holding a ball between your hands. Engage your belly, engage your pelvic floor here. A little bit of a bend in the knees. You might need quite a bit of a bend in the knees to feel safe here. That's okay if you want to do that. Let the back of your head come to the top of your back. So reaching up with your arms, as if you're holding a ball between your hands, palms facing each other, head resting back. And then we're going to just gently send the pelvis forward. So curling a little bit in the lower back. Send your pelvis forwards. Squeeze your glutes. Keep yourself safe here. And then if you have some space, we're going to lift the sternum away from the pelvis and come into a bit of a back bend. Use your breath. Lifting all the way back up to center. Bringing your arms back down as your head comes up. And then we're going to come into that squat where we started out. So slowly bending the knees. Coming to rest in a squat, which will give you that very gentle counter pose in the spine from the movement we were just in, that strong back bend, and breathe. We're going to come down to sitting on the mat. Now, your challenge, if you wish to have one, is to come down to sitting on your mat without using your hands. So however that might look for you, it might be that you're just extending one leg and then the other, or it might be that you are sliding your feet into Baddha Konasana, or you're going to pitch forward to knees and use your knees and kneeling position to come into sitting on your mat, whatever works for you. So from here, sitting on your mat, let's find a boat pose. How was that? How was coming down to the mat? Was it easy? Was it not? If you could practice just standing up and sitting down on your mat or on the floor every day in a different ways without using your arms, brilliant functional fitness. So Navasana boat pose, we want straight back. We want to find that nice V position. ankles together, knees together, hands either holding on if you'd like them to hold on today or floating them to the sides. Now stay here. If you can, you're going to release your arms out, take them out to the side, keeping your legs still, and then floating them back, bringing them out. Lift your sternum away from your pelvis, gently bringing them back. Once more, arms are out to the side, and then bring yourself in for a hug. So separate the legs a little. You've got your right leg in your right arm, left leg in your left arm even, and breathe. Still got that balance. Still floating the feet off the floor. Well done. And here we're going to come down to the ground. We're going to come down to the mat and do a few nice little twisting motions, twisting asanas for the spine. So coming down to lie on the ground, however works for you. Find that comfortable position. Give yourself a hug. Well done. It's rolling perhaps a little bit through that lower back, finding any bits that feel like they have been working hard. And then taking your arms, elbows out to the sides, or your arms out to the sides, depending on how much space you have. Take your knees over to the right side. So it might be that you want to bring your feet flat to the floor first and then go to the right. It might be you want to go from quite high up, or it may be that you'd like to even cross your left leg over your right. Do what works for you. But if your left shoulder starts rolling off the ground, then what you're doing is perhaps a little too much for your spine for today. So find the leg position that allows your shoulder to slide across the floor, but not lift across the floor. And your knees don't have to be together. I mean, all we're looking for is that lovely stretch and twist all the way along the spine. Remembering to turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. Close your eyes and focus on your breath here. And bringing your head back to center. Just give yourself a little bit of movement and then rolling over to the other side. So exactly what you did on the right, same again on the left. Taking your knees over, legs over, using that heaviness of the legs to give yourself a stretch all the way along your spine. Your spine is your body's superhighway. Incredibly important to keep it flowing and moving, all the stuff that needs to be transported in your cerebrospinal fluid, the blood supply to those vessels that feed it. Incredibly important for our brain function, for our detoxification, for our mood and emotional well-being. Mind is a superhighway. So yoga is a 5,000 or more year old practice. All of these asanas have a different function, have a purpose. Overall, the purpose is to keep our bodies fully functional for as long as possible. Not just fully functional, but super functional. Now gently bringing your head back to center, bringing your knees back to center, and give yourself a hug. So rolling your chest, thighs, and arms side to side in that nice tight unit, closing your eyes. Bring your forehead up to your knees and engage all the muscles in your body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then relax into your Shavasana. So get what you need for your Shavasana to be comfortable. Find some space in your legs, in your arms, in your neck, in your head, in your chest, in your pelvis. And relax. Closing your eyes. Finding that inner space, that inner softness, telling yourself now that it is time to relax, time to let go, time to allow any tension to flow out of you, to just gently float away or be absorbed by the ground. Taking deep inhales through your nostrils and exhales using the whole of your torso. Empty the breath. With each breath, imagine a wave flowing through your body, a wave of softness and relaxation. With the out breath, a sense of letting go, releasing, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. This next inhale, to feel a little movement in your body, feeling the floor, feeling the air around you, and gently bringing yourself, when you're ready, to lie on your right side. When you're ready to take your next big inhale, filling up right from your toes to the crown of your head. And with the exhale, gently coming to sitting with your hands in the center of your chest in Namaste Mudra. Let's rub the hands together. Some nice warmth into the palms.
and then cup them over your eyes. Blinking into that space. And when you're ready, taking a big inhale with the exhale, floating your hands back down, and namaste. Thank you for joining me on the mat and yourself on the mat, mind, body, and spirit in one place, one time.